Hi all, welcome to another video from VHS Studios. This is my Vinod GS, and today we are going to do a review about the newest offering from Canon, which is called Canon R8. We will get into the main video after the intro. Canon R8 was launched by Canon in February 2023. It's an RF mount full frame mirrorless camera which comes with a 24.2 megapixel sensor. The body is made using magnesium alloy and polycarbonate combo. It's a very lightweight body at approximately 461 grams along with the battery as well as the memory card. Canon claims this body to be weather resistant. Canon uses their DigiX processor in this camera as well, and hence the response time of this camera was pretty good in the field. This camera has a 0.39-inch OLED electronic viewfinder which has a resolution of 2.36 million dots and a maximum refresh rate of 120 frames per second. This camera is also equipped with a 3-inch fully articulating LCD display, which is a touchscreen as well. And the resolution is 1.62 million dots. You can access the menu option as well as autofocus points with this display. When it comes to the physical ports in this camera, it has a micro HDMI port as well as a USB-C port which supports the USB speeds of 3.2 Gen. This camera also features a 3.5mm jack for the mic input as well as another 3.5mm jack for the headphones. It also comes with an option to connect Canon wired remotes as well. It comes with Wi-Fi at 2.4 GHz. It also has a low power Bluetooth version 4.2. Canon uses LPE17 battery in this camera, which has a capacity of 1040 mAh. Canon claims that this battery will give you 370 shots when using LCD display and 220 shots while using the electronic viewfinder. It features a 21-point hot shoe, which can accommodate multifunction accessories in this board, thereby avoiding the need for external wire connections. This camera has only one memory card slot, which is actually an SD slot, but it supports UHS version 2 cards. There is no AF joystick in this camera. Instead, you can use your LCD screen to select and move your AF points. The rotary dial is also missing in this camera. Instead, we are having a multi-directional multifunction switch. The sensor shift stabilization, or otherwise called in-body image stabilization, is not available in this camera. So in photography, it is relying mostly on the optical image stabilization from the lens. But in the video mode, it has got a digital stabilization within the body, but it comes along with a narrow crop. When we talk about the sensor of this camera, we have seen the same sensor in R6 Mark II, which is a 24.2 megapixel sensor, which is not stacked. In photography, the ISO range varies from 100 to 102,400. In the expandable range, it varies from ISO 50 to ISO 204,800. But in video mode, the sensor support ISO 100 to 25,600. When it comes to shutter and frame rate, this camera features both the mechanical shutter as well as fully electronic shutter. The shutter speed in mechanical shutter ranges from 30 seconds to 1/4000 of a second, wherein in fully electronic shutter mode, it varies from 30 seconds to 1/16,000 of a second. And when we talk about the frame rate, in the mechanical shutter option, we have got 6 frames per second, and in fully electronic shutter, we got 40 frames per second. That is actually awesome for such a camera in this price range. It has got also a feature called pre-capture, in which we can get up to 30 frames per second. Like we mentioned, this camera has a pre-capture function as well as a digital tele converter function. What they mean by pre-capture is that in this particular mode, the camera starts recording the images in its temporary buffer when you have pressed the shutter. The moment you fully press the shutter, it will record the images from that moment as well as half second of the previous images prior to pressing that shutter. Like we already mentioned, that the frame rate at this mode is 30 frames per second, which means in this mode, when you are pressing the shutter, you are actually getting almost like 15 frames prior to that being recorded in the memory. It is very helpful to compensate any human delay or any shutter lag in such critical situations, especially in wildlife. When we talk about digital teleconverter, it is just like adding an optical teleconverter. Given in this option is like 2x and 4x, which means it is similar to adding a 2x or a 4x optical teleconverter to your camera, thereby having a narrower field of view and more similar words, a more longer reach. But the caveat over here is that this works only in JPEG. This camera also features the latest dual pixel AF version 2, which is one of the best autofocusing system out there. The AF implementation in this camera is similar to the ones what we are seeing in R6 Mark II as well as R3. In automatic selection, it has got 1053 AF areas, and in manual selection, it has got 4897 points in still mode and 4067 AF areas in movie mode. This AF system also supports subject detection and tracking for humans, animals as well as vehicles. In addition to the standard AF areas found in the Canon cameras, this camera also features 3 custom selectable zones whose dimension can be assigned by the photographer as per his convenience. One thing to mention is that the subject tracking is available in all AF area modes. It's a feature-rich video camera which can support up to 4K 60p uncropped, and it is actually downsampled from a 6K footage. In Full HD mode, you can get up to 180p. This camera can also be used as a Full HD webcam by connecting it directly to the PC. This camera also supports Canon C-Log3 as well as the H.264 and 265 codecs. It is actually a surprise that Canon added false color overlay in this camera, which is actually from their Cine lineup. The continuous video recording time for this camera is 2 hours. The video or movie mode also uses the same dual pixel AF system and has all the features which are available in the still photography mode. This camera also features focus breathing compensation in video. And there is a digital image stabilization also in this video mode, but it comes with a slight crop. This camera can be a right choice for those who want to upgrade from their current DSLR cameras or current crop sensor cameras. This can also be a good option for those who are looking for a second body at a cheaper rate. This camera is a right choice if you are planning to get into Canon ecosystem, and that too with a full frame body. In our opinion, it's a great value for money option, and currently the expected price is $1,500 US. It's really a feature-rich camera which has most of the functions of R6 Mark II put into an RP type body. And if you are interested, this camera is made in Japan. Till we meet in the next video. Bye from VHS Studios, and thank you for watching this video.